I had a question about figuring out songs by ear. What I used to do was when I listened to the radio, I would like match it on my sixth string, the bass note of the chord I was hearing. Or like say for instance we're listening to the record Day Tripper by the Beatles. My brother and I were sitting there. We could clearly hear the first note of Day Tripper is, it wasn't or no, it was, and you kind of like lock that into your head. Let's say that doesn't sound right. You're listening to a song on the radio or a record or whatever. If that doesn't sound right, move it up to F. Does that match the pitch? If that doesn't match, go up one more to F sharp. And so forth. If that sounds too low, go a little higher. G, and you can sing it and kind of listen. You got to get, it's like a bell in your head that should ring when you match the pitch of kind of the bass note of the chord or the root note. And we're just, looking. That was A sharp, or B flat. Here's B, so forth. And you can't rush this. You have to sit there. There's no skipping ahead. You have to know what a C sounds like. It's got to kind of go bzzz right in your head. Right there. C sharp, D. Singing them probably wires your brain to be able to detect these pitches. D sharp, E flat, we actually speak in pitch. E, B, G sharp, E. So singing them and saying them and thinking about them and practicing those notes is going to make it so you can possibly match the position. All right, when the Cars first album came out, I was at a Music Land in Fort Dodge. There was this Gretsch guitar hanging on the wall. I heard that first song. I'm like, what is that? And I moved over to that Gretsch and picked it up. And I remember playing along with I could just play it right off the bat from listening and following that pattern. And so what I did was I attached power chords to those bass notes. So, like, and you just slide it up until it sounds right. If you're, that's not it. And you got to get the count right, which is, 8. 8 is pretty easy. I like that because it's so solid. Yeah. So I just put a power chord on that bass note. You know power chords, right? I played the whole record, side 1, side 2. First time I ever heard it, I played along. I didn't get every note perfect. It was all brand new. I'd never heard it before, but I knew, I went and bought the record, and then I went home and learned to play the whole album pretty much. As close as I could get. Best Friend's Girl was like, something like that. So my right hand, my picking hand, is on the bridge, not up here, because that's flopping around like a carp on the beach. Control. Karate chop that bridge with the side of your hand, roll it forward, put your fingers on the face of the guitar. Then you can palm mute a little bit, and it sounds cool. Everybody fights me on that, so I'm just like, are we still fighting about this? Like, yeah, no. So it sounds cool. It's much easier to do that little technique, but yeah, you just got to find that pattern. That's one way to learn it. Or you can listen for the open chords, like if there's open strings, like on an A chord. Just find those open strings, the A, D, and E, power chords, or rock and roll rhythm. Whole bunch of rock songs will be A, D, E. Throw in a G or G, a C, F, maybe A minor, E7, D minor, B minor, F sharp minor. You just gotta practice those chords. It's gonna be one of those. Maybe a C sharp minor or a G sharp minor. I don't think there's any other chords. There's a few, not a lot. C sharp minor, we said the F minor, or the sevens. There's not that many chords you gotta know to be able. If you played every chord you know, you're probably gonna match the chord of the song you're listening to. All right, that's just a ramble, but I think there's probably a little bit of truth in there. So it's up to you to kind of do that or not, and just do what you want to do and rock out.